Hi, I'm Joyce,
And I'm Adriel.
and we are Divinely Guided. We hope you've had a great night, a great weekend. We hope you are actively practicing self-care. You're giving yourself a little personal time. You're extending yourself a little bit of grace. You're doing some things that are just for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you practice self-care this weekend?
This weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, but not in any of the ways that we have talked about on here.
Really? None of them?
Well, I guess so. It was more so surrounding myself with people that I value this weekend, and that's self-care to me.
Yes.
I also got outside a lot, actually.
And you talked about how nature.
Yeah, so I did do the things that we talked about.
Yeah, you talked about how getting out in nature is part of your personal time.
Yeah.
And also how it is something that feeds your spirit.
Yeah.
And then we've talked about how
and I bought a book.
relationships and friendships can feed your spirit. So
yeah, and I bought a book.
And you bought a book. So you definitely got in some self-care.
Yes.
So good for you. And I hope that you out there also got in some self-care. I did a little bit of personal time, not really a whole lot, but I did get a chance to do some meditations and positive affirmations.
Meditate. I'll be doing my affirmations tonight after this.
Okay.
Because it's Sunday night, so I always do affirmations on Sunday night.
Well, I will admit I am ridiculously happy tonight.
Yeah, I've noticed.
My team just won.
Yeah.
We're going to Sweet 16.
I heard.
The Roll Tide. She said, yes, I've noticed.
Meanwhile, I'm just sleepy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we will hurry on so that Adriel can go because it is past our usual recording time.
It's past my bedtime.
Yes. But tonight we are going to talk about another very important thing for self-care. And it is, it is expanding your mind, expanding your horizons. Yes. So, what do you think about when you consider expanding your horizons?
Well, I know a lot of people wouldn't think of that when they think of self-care. But it really is. Because when you open your mind, you broaden your reality. Like your world gets bigger when your mind gets bigger.
Oh, absolutely.
Your possibilities get bigger. You get more opportunities because you're more knowledgeable about different things. You know, when you don't force yourself to stay in a lane, you kind of begin to cultivate who you really are instead of just getting a factory-made, curated personality.
Right.
Like what's in your lane, here's who you are. You begin to branch out and you find, oh, this is who I am. This is what I really like. This is what I want to be and who I want to be. That kind of thing. It's life-changing to expand your horizons.
It is. I absolutely agree. And, you know, I think of expanding your mind. You think of expanding your range of knowledge, your range of information. And like you said, once you expand what you know, what you even consider, then that is a critical part of self-care, like you were saying, because when you expand your knowledge, your information, you expand your possibilities, you expand your opportunities, like you said, because then you become aware of more things out there, more things you can possibly achieve and be and do.
Yeah.
Because you've learned more. I worked with a program called Project Uplift for 10 years. And one thing we did with Project Uplift was we exposed children to different environments because that we knew how important that was for, you know, expanding their possibilities in the future. One of the worst things I think that can happen to a person, and particularly for a person who may not be in the best environment, is for you to get tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And you can only see the small little area around you. You can only see the small set of possibilities around you. But there is so much more to life and to the world than what immediately surrounds you.
Absolutely.
I think it also starts to play into how we consider other people and how we treat other people.
I was just gonna say that.
When you can put yourself in someone else's shoes, when you consider their lifestyle, when you can consider where they've come from, when you can consider what they've endured and gone through and overcome even. It just expands your possibilities even for friendships and relationships.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's very important to expand your mind and expand your horizons. And I think that one way you can do that, well, there are lots of ways. Let's go into that area a little bit, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Unless you wanted to talk about expanding more.
No.
But so how do you expand your mind, your possibilities? Anything that you do that goes beyond or outside of your normal routine or your normal comfort zone even can help expand your horizons and your mind. So I know you do a lot of things to expand your mind and horizons. What are some things you'd like to share with us that you like to do to expand your mind?
Oof. Well, that's a really good question. I like to learn new skills. And not even just new skills, but learn about different topics. Like right now, I'm like educating myself on fitness, like a lot, like beyond just, oh, I'm working out. Like I'm really learning about fitness and healthy eating. So I feel like I'm broadening my horizons in that way.
Right.
I would say when I became a yoga teacher, that was broadening my horizons more. Because even though I had been doing yoga, there's a whole lot that I did not know.
Right, right. And you went through some extensive studies to get that certification.
Oh yeah, we took like 7 different classes. We had to take like yoga history. We had to take meditation classes. We had to take breathing classes. Yeah, we had to take teaching skills classes and all that kind of stuff. And that's only just a few.
Right.
We had to take alignment and adjustment classes, like how to adjust people when they're in the pose wrong or something. Like we had to do a lot of things, and that broadened my horizons. Learning about different parts of history, reading different books. I love to read a memoir, like reading other people's life story.
Right.
I love doing that. So that helps me a lot.
Yeah. I think that reading in general is a good way to broaden your horizons because you can really just go all over the world from where you are simply by reading. You can go places in your mind that you've never been physically.
Yeah.
And like you said, you can go to time periods. You can do the time travel because you can read historical novels or you can, read things that are contemporary.
Yeah.
But it really does expand your mind. And when it comes to a body of knowledge and information, reading is a great way. Whether you're reading the books, I see you have a poetry book that you have with you right now. But whether you're reading a book or you're reading things online or, you can really gain a lot of information. So you can expand your knowledge that way. But like I was saying earlier, really anything that you do outside of your normal routine or that exposes you to things outside your normal routine can help you expand your mind. I know another area that I think is really good for expanding your mind in addition to reading is cultural events where you do some things that you may not have considered. I know you like to go to the museum a lot.
I do.
And you learn a lot there. You see a lot of different things. You consider a lot of things. You come back excited about the exhibits.
I just love art.
Excited about the exhibits that you've seen. And you were even telling me one about, there's a civil rights exhibit.
There was a whole Black History Month thing. And like all the exhibits were just about stuff like that. That was super cool.
Right. And see, that gives you a chance once again to learn something else, to see a little bit more. But cultural events, reading, travel is a good way, I think, of expanding your horizons.
It is.
I mean, you go different places, you see different things, you see different people. I remember the first time we went on a cruise. For me, that was just a great event. Because one, went to another country, but two, you just being out there in the middle of the ocean. We had the room with the deck on it, so you go out at night and just stand out on the deck. And I remember just being just totally in awe of all of God's great creation, because you're just out there and you're just surrounded by I mean, we're always surrounded by his creation, but something about being in that moment made his creation so real to me. And then you go into other countries and you see their culture, and you know, I love the one cruise we went on. We went rented a van so all of us could ride together and went on a tour. It was just a lot of fun. I mean, you just learn, you see. And then the bus driver kept coming. All right, boss lady, I want to drive. I got this. I guess he could see me watching him real closely. All right, boss lady, I got this. But it was fun to go and to hear about their culture from his standpoint.
Yeah.
So, and to see some different things. But I really do think that expanding your horizons, expanding your mind is a critical part of self-care.
It is.
Yeah. And if you really want to grow, if you want to see positive change in your life, if you want to see positive change for your future generations, you want to be able to teach your kids or your grandkids different things. You don't want them to stay stuck in the past that we've lived in.
Yeah. I feel like you did a good job with that as a parent. Like,
you think so?
Yes. I don't think you taught us to like limit ourselves to what we see. I feel like you took us places, you showed us things, you read us books, like you exposed us to, you know, more of the world. Even if we couldn't go there, like you talked about stuff. So I feel like me and Jared are, you know, not limited in how we view things. So I just feel like both of y'all did a very good job about doing that for us.
Well, I will take that compliment.
It's true.
Well, you can get that good compliment from your baby girl.
But see, I don't feel like, because I feel like I'm good at broadening my horizons.
You are. I think so.
It didn't come from nowhere.
Very much so. You are very open to try and do different things.
Yeah.
You are very open to, as we always say, walking to the beat of your own drums. But it's because you've, you know, I did deliberately try to teach you all to see things differently, to consider. I tried to take you all places. We traveled as much as we could. We traveled more, I think, when you all were younger, because it was easier for us to get you all when you weren't dealing with school and all of its, all of its responsibilities and everything. But, you know, up until you were probably second grade?
Yeah.
We traveled a lot. We would just go anywhere.
Oh, we go to the museum, even those stuff, like a lot of things we talked about tonight. Like, I just grew up doing that. So.
Yeah. I remember one year you all were getting ready to start kindergarten, and we missed the first couple of days of school. And your kindergarten teacher told Jared's teacher, because it was the same teacher he had the year prior.
Yeah.
And she said, they're probably traveling.
Yeah. And we were.
And we were. That particular time is when we were in New York.
Yeah, I remember that.
But anyway, that's what we want to leave you all with tonight. Whether it's through travel, whether it's through reading, whether it's through developing friendships and relationships with people who are different from yourself, that's a real critical thing as well.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I think for me, college was the perfect vehicle for me to develop friendships with people who were not from my immediate world.
Yeah.
People who were very different. You know, I had one of my best buddies was Cuban, one was Guatemalan. You know, it was just, I met a lot of different students who were African or from other countries. It was good to talk with these people, and it was funny. They were as curious about who we were as we were about who they were. And you get to know them. They ask you questions about how you do certain things and why you do certain things. And you realize ultimately, like one of my students once told me, who had developed a relationship with his little brother, because Project Uplift was like a big brother, big sister program. And I asked him, I said, what is the best thing that you've learned from being in Project Uplift? And he says to me, I learned that all of us are the same. Although my little brother seems to come from a totally different world than I am, we are ultimately the same. We all want to be loved. We want to be respected. We want to be validated.
Absolutely.
And so those were things. And he was like, and I've learned anything I can do with my other friends, I can do with my little brother too, because he is the same person. You know, so that to me was, I was like, okay, this is a win.
Yeah.
When the a college student has come to that realization. But that was definitely a cultural learning experience for everyone involved, Project Uplift. And so it's good to develop relationships with people and to learn about them. So that's what we want to encourage you to do tonight. Expand your horizons. Make some new friendships. Travel a little bit. You don't have to go far. Just go somewhere you haven't gone before. When you travel, you don't even have to leave the city. Really, you can go into restaurants or stores or museums, events, things that you haven't tried before. Give it a try. I remember as a little girl, of course, you know, I'm a big sports fan, but as a little girl, I had an aunt who loved to watch tennis, and she would always be in town during July, and Wimbledon would be on. That started me on a whole lifetime love for tennis. So, but it wasn't something that was, you know, out in our neighborhood. Nobody was playing tennis. My oldest brother did play a little tennis, but generally speaking, most people didn't play tennis. But that was something that expanded my horizons. So you don't have to travel even out of your city. There are things in your city that you've never tried before. Try it. It can enrich the quality of your life. It can increase your level of enjoyment in your everyday routine. Okay. And if you read something, gain some more information. Knowledge is power. Knowledge used correctly is absolutely power. So gain you some more knowledge. Do some reading. Try some different cultural events. Things that make you think, things that make you consider a different perspective, things where you learn a new skill, whatever it is. Expand your horizons so you can live an even fuller life. And that is the ultimate in self-care.
Absolutely.
Preparing yourself to live an even better life.
Yeah, that was a really good topic. That's very important.
It is very important.
And like I said in the beginning, it's not traditionally what you think of when you think of self-care. Because people think, oh, bubble baths and candles and, you know, but this is
deeper.
Yeah, it is.
Because that bubble bath will feel good and the candles will smell good, but expanding your mind will last forever.
It will. Yeah.
Yes.
That's huge.
It is huge. All right. Well, did you have anything else before I close us down for tonight?
I think we discussed it all.
Okay. Well, thank you again for joining us. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for telling a friend about us. We hope that you will continue, as we've said, you will continue to practice your self-care. We hope that you will do something this week that expands your mind. Do something new and add something new to your routine for this week. Just go somewhere you've never gone before. Try some food that you thought, I don't like that. You may just love it and then add something else to your diet. I know you like to try foods.
I do.
But anyway, that's all we have for you tonight. Have a great week. And above all, take time for yourself because you deserve it. Good night.
Good night.